Caught wife in EAPA, turns out she has a long history with cheating. Sorry in advance for the length. I recently found out that my wife of 19 years was having an EA that turned a bit physical. D-Day was back in mid-June. She had a friendship with our middle son's best friend's dad, we'll call him D, that I became worried about. When she wanted to go out to get drinks with him one night instead of coming home, I saw the writing on the wall. The next day I checked her phone for the first time, really just to check on the timeline of her asking me if she could go out versus contacting him, and found that she had deleted all of her previous messages. I confronted her, and after denying it for a while, she admitted to having an inappropriate relationship with this guy. It was only after she read up on emotional affairs online that she admitted to having on the next day. She also learned that to get through it, she had to come clean, so she opened up about past affairs, inappropriate relationships she had sought. I asked her to put together a disclosure letter in which she detailed 1 year into marriage, held hands with T when alone during a ski trip, dirty danced with him in front of his girlfriend when I was out of town, went to see him at his hotel room when I was not around. She says nothing happened. 2 years into marriage, invited her boss, M, and friend, P, who she saw with a prostitute the night before, up to her room during a conference trip to Asia, had drinks, traded massages with P, laid on bed while they poured beer into her mouth. M said it was the timiest thing he ever saw, and allowed M to play with her underwear while they laid on the bed together watching TV. 5 years into marriage, during an alumni weekend which I did not attend, she plays footsie and snuggles with my best friend before sleeping in same bed with him. Nothing else happened. I don't think my friend would have done anything more, he was a known drunk snuggler. 5 years into marriage, during another work trip, she planned to get a large hotel room to entertain, and invited over some friends she had met during some work training, including a woman that she is attracted to. She says that she was worried she might be bi and had a lot to drink. Someone suggested a strip drinking game turned into an OG where she did OL on the girl she found attractive, and made out with multiple girls the whole night and also kissed the only guy there. She says she did not have time other than the giving OL since she was on her period. 19 years into marriage, she gets close to aforementioned D because he was always available and was great to talk to. She confides in him any relationship problems we have, takes him along to outings with the kids when I'm not available. I sometimes have to work weekends or help my parents out. She likes to drink with him and so does he. They share many inappropriate outings, including 1. Getting so drunk during a fishing trip that she had to be driven home, where they hugged and he grabbed her BTT. She then asked my sons not to mention how drunk she got to my parents. 2. Giving him massages out in public and in his home. 3. Sneaking out to go to his house to check on him cause he was mad at her and finding him drunk in his underwear and had to get him to put on pants and stayed to chat. 4. Inviting him over to our house the night after she got back from a reconnection trip for us, where we spent a great week communicating and being intimate for the first time in a while. We had not really had a trip without kids since we had them. Anyway, she invited D over and even made up the guest room in case he wanted to sleep over. They drank, went for a swim together. She didn't want to hug him in the water but he insisted, and then he kissed her shoulder and grabbed her BTT again during a hug goodbye where she said you can touch it any time. She had been deleting their texts for a while. We tried to recover them, but could not. Since D-Day she has tried to do her part. We are both doing therapy. I'm very codependent turns out, and I'm starting to see how messed up she is mentally. She seems like she has some narcissistic tendencies, like needing the constant affection from other people and seeking those relationships. Even she admits from unscrupulous guys, as she is interested to see where it goes. She has told me that for a while she had 1 foot in and 1 foot out in our relationship, even though we have 3 awesome sons. She had trouble bonding with them when they were born. And just recently dropped the bomb that all along she thought that she stayed in the relationship for me and that these things that she did were her way of making it so that she could stay with me. This, of course, is no longer what she thinks as we attempt our now. She sees all the errors of her way and wants to learn how to feel empathy again and love me like I should. I wanted to do our for the sake of our boys, but after you tell someone that you were only in a marriage of almost 20 years just to keep me happy and had to cheat to do it, I just don't see how I can be with this person. I mean, I love my kids, but I feel like she wasted 20 years of my life. And I have no idea how I will ever trust her again. If I didn't out her, she would have gone to her grave with this stuff. I know I'm not perfect, I've got anger issues sometimes and contributed to the circumstances that caused her to feel like maybe she couldn't be all in. But when I asked why she didn't tell me about the first instance or the OG, she admits that it's because I would have broken up with her. So which is it? Did you want to be with me back then or not? I'm so confused and hurt. Any advice or comments would be helpful, thank you. Redditor's reaction story 2 after. Redditor 1, oof, you've got a serial cheater liar on your hands, and you're not getting whole truth, you're being tickle-truthed and she's downplaying everything, guaranteed. Do as you will, but the chances of a serial cheater actually fixing themselves and becoming the person you thought they were is close to zero. Cheating isn't a mistake for serial cheaters, it's a lifestyle, it's who they are. Good luck, dude, but you absolutely 100% need to protect yourself and your heart from her. She is 100% not the woman you thought you married, she is someone else entirely. You'll figure that out on your own if you are inclined to not believe me. Op answer, for some reason, I do believe that her disclosure letter took 17 pages and 2 weeks to write, contains everything she has done. She never had time with any guys, which was a line she knew she could not cross. She did that to her high school BF. Man, I should have saw the red flags for what they were. She admitted to knowing I would be mad before each cheating event, but not knowing how I might be hurt until after, and that she would not consider it the next time. I might need to get some Wayward's opinion on that because it makes no sense to me. Redditor 2, I'm having trouble with the fact that you actually believe that she never in almost 20 years of cheating never slept with any of these men. She is definitely gaslighting and downplaying the living daylights out of you. What surprises me is that you actually believe her. This is the same woman that has disrespected and made a mockery out of your marriage and vows, and you just believe that nothing happened with any of these men. Why? She's a proven liar and serial cheater, so again why? Because she said so? I think you need a bit of a reality check here, brother. Maybe threaten her with a polygraph test you don't have to follow through to see if she's telling you the whole truth. I think you will probably be surprised by her reaction. Good luck, brother. I think you are in for one hell of a ride with this deceitful woman. Redditor 3, yeah, everything she said she didn't do, she did. 1. She ducked that dude in the hotel room. Likely more than once. 2. She went full finger cuffs and got spit roasted all night long. She let both of those dudes do whatever they wanted to her body. 3. They had time or fooled around at the very least. 4. Everyone took a turn on her. Not on her, period. Likely more than one dude there, but she had time with pretty much everyone there. 5. She's ducking him. They have ducked a lot, often right under your nose. A lot. This list now looks much more accurate to what likely happened. Dude. Time to leave. She did all these things that you know of but didn't have time once? Time to leave. Redditor follow up. Yeah, looks like this dude has just given up. It's been 20 years and it's too hard to move on, so I'll just suck it up and let it slide. More misery coming his way, however. Hope he's ready for the past to become his future. Story 2, 2 months later. How do I stop snooping and trust her? I won't bore everyone with all the dirty details. It's a typical story, really. GF, both in our early 40s of 10 years, had an emotional affair with a streamer on Twitch. The streamer lives in a different country on the other side of the globe, not that it matters, and they've never met in person, or spoken on the phone. She'd been glued to her computer and phone for months, so I knew something was amiss. I gained access to her Discord on the first guess, don't reuse passwords and cheat, kids, and saw everything. I confronted her almost immediately, which I later regretted. She responded in typical fashion, it meant nothing, I was bored, just words on a screen, nothing was ever going to happen. He didn't like me like that, etc. I decided to try and make it work. We made a pact that at 7 every night we were putting our phones and computers away for the night. I was still hurting a lot, and had several breakdowns wanting to know why she would do this to me and demanding more answers, which led to many fights. But things were pretty good, or at least normal. Going back to just after D-Day. I asked her to cut off contact with this person. She said that wasn't possible because they belonged to the same community, so they'd eventually cross paths in other streams, but that she wasn't talking to him in private anymore. A few weeks pass and things are going fine, but I decide to do a little snooping. I pull up Twitch and load his channel, and come to find out she's still participating in his streams. When I say participate, I mean moderating and in the chat. Nothing nefarious, but it still made me angry, just seeing them interact with each other. I watch other streamers in their community and notice their interactions in chats are pretty tame. At certain points he comes off like a jilted lover. I'm thinking good, maybe she ended it. Around the 1.5 month mark, when I still noticed her popping up in his streams, I finally confronted her and told her I want her to stop participating on his channel, period. She played dumb and was mad I was still snooping, but said she was trying to distance herself. Okay, fine, so where am I at now? I'm borderline obsessed with the snooping. I'm doing it pretty much daily now, and it usually sends me spiraling. She has finally distanced herself from his channel, though they still interact in other streams, and I gather they had a falling out of some kind that doesn't have anything to do with me. Twitch really is just one big flirt OG. I guess my question is, how do I let go and just trust her to live her life and be loyal to me? Is that possible? I've considered asking to see her DMs, but that would PSS her off. I want to trust her and I somewhat do, but then other times I don't. Because she was doing this under my nose the first time, why wouldn't she be doing it now? Redditor's reactions update after. Redditor 1, she walks all over you because she knows you won't leave her. Your unwillingness to leave means she holds the power in the relationship. Redditor follow up, very well said. She cheated. OP, please stop talking to him. That's not possible. OP, okay. She continues. The reason she's not interacting with him because of the fallout that you are referring to. Once they are on good terms and they'll be back at it. The excuse that she gave to continue interaction with him was lame. If you cross paths with someone over a platform, you are not obliged to interact if one doesn't want to. Let her walk over you today, and next time when she finds someone else or she gets on good terms with him, she'll do it again. Redditor 2, the real question is, why be someone's second choice? Redditor 3, it has only been 2.5 months, and she wasn't even sorry. I wouldn't even attempt to trust her. She's given you no reason to. Update, what are some of your weirdest triggers? Saturdays. The day I found out. Used to be my favorite day of the week, now it's a day I dread. It's been 13 weeks and every Saturday since I wake up and relive everything that happened that day and I feel like poop all over again. Any song by The Weeknd. AP's name. Started a new show and one of the main characters had the same name. I had to stop watching. I'm sure there are more. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, Miami. My wife went to Miami under the pretense that it was a girl trip. She went with a friend that I knew in the AP. Miami was a city I wanted to visit, but now, no so much. It's been 15 years now and we are planning Reclaim Miami for me. Redditor 2, compliments. I hate it when he calls me sexy now, it feels so fake. Redditor 3, my birth month. I caught him a week before my birthday. Happy birthday to me indeed.